Nature's Pickins.
This is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
Nature's Pickins.
This is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
Nature's Pickins.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Michelle Higbee from Nature's Pickins, located on 464 Connellsville Street in Uniontown. The phone number at the store is 724-438-4211. The phone number at the show is 724-438-4593. I'm going to be doing the show by myself today, so I'm going to be talking about pain and inflammation and some natural things that you can use to help with that. So if you have any questions or comments for me on this subject or anything else, give me a call at 724-438-4593. Once again, the address at the store is 464 Connellsville Street in Uniontown, right next to the Dairy Queen. We are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4, Saturday 9 to 3. That's Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, Saturday 9 to 3. Got different sales going on at the store this month. This is our March sale month, I guess. We have some Nordic Naturals is on sale. Nature's Way is on a full line drive. We have some different products from Solaray, like the Calcium Bone Complete, vitamin C, magnesium glycinate, and some other things are on sale this month. So you want to take advantage of all of those. Blue Bonnets, Targeted Choice, the blood sugar, blood pressure, urinary tract, which is a fantastic formula. We talked about that last week. It is an absolute fantastic formula if you're having any types of urinary tract type problems. It has Domanos in it and Cranactin in it. Hibiscus in it, just dandelion, just some really wonderful ingredients in that particular product. So if you're having any of those problems like we talked about last week, try that. That's a good one. But those are on sale as well. So take advantage of that. We got some new products in the store, some different chips and things. So come and check us out for those as well. So anyways, I'm going to be talking about pain and inflammation. And I know that a lot of people, suffer, with pain and inflammation. And typically what you have is, if you have an injury, let's say there's pain, there's heat, there's redness, there's swelling. And those are the classic symptoms of inflammation, abnormalities of the joints, the joints of the spine, any associated muscles, tendons, ligaments, or bone structures, can all result in pain and inflammation. And I'm sure all of you have experienced something to one degree or another. And most people, typically, reach for, Motrin or Tylenol or Advil or something over the counter, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medication to take care of these issues. Those, come with their own, side effects, also, according to the Surgical Neurology Journal, some of the different side effects of taking non-steroidals. And this is my assumption, is taking it over a long period of time. And sometimes with pain, it can be a long, period of time. I know a few people that have different, problems like fibromyalgia or Lyme's disease, or lupus, and they have the pain. And I know there's different medications that they use for all of these, different problems. But a lot of the people that I know are also taking different types of pain medications. So on a constant basis. So, when you're taking those, some of the different side effects is increased risk of infection, dermatitis, fluid retention, um, mood changes, hypertension, uh, stomach ulcers, osteoporosis, impaired wound healing, increased appetite, weight gain, depression, hyperglycemia, adrenal suppressant, uh, crisis, cataracts. That's just some of the things that you could experience if you're taking these things on, I would say, a regular basis. Um, and there's different pathways of pain, and there's different things that affect these different pathways. Non-steroidals sometimes affects the COX pathways. Aspirin, for example, has been shown that it can affect both you know pathways of pain. But what if you don't want to use non-steroidal medications, or maybe opioids or something, depending on your pain? Are there things that we can use naturally to help with inflammation, to help with pain? And the answer to that is yes. There's a lot of research out there on a lot of natural alternative supplements that have anti-inflammatory uh, benefits, that have, pain and inflammation benefits. Blue Bonnet has and I did bring it down with me, a pain and inflammation combination that's actually on that sale. And in their product, they have the boswellia, the bromelain, ginger, tart cherry, turmeric, quercetin in their product. Doctor's Blend has a joint relief, that has the boswellia, the black pepper, the turmeric, MSM, um, CBD. There's research out there showing that CBD works really well with pain and inflammation. So there is different things that you can use. A list of some of them are the omega-3s, white willow bark, turmeric, green tea, pycnogenol, boswellia, which is also frankincense, resveratrol, cat's claw, capsaicin, ginger. All of these things have anti-inflammatory and pain relieving properties to them on a natural basis. And it really depends on what is going on with you. Where, was it an accident? Did you twist your ankle? Did you break a bone? Did you do something that you hurt your lower back? And, all these things, of course, you would probably go to the doctor and get diagnosed, and they would tell you what's going on. And then that'd be up to you to decide what it is that you're going to use to help with those particular things. Omega-3s, for example, have been shown to have really good anti-inflammatory effects. So sometimes, when you have an injury or whatever, it causes the swelling. So, they have been shown to help to reduce that swelling of the joint or swelling of the muscle or the tissues. So, omega-3s might be something that maybe you have a chronic problem. Omega-3s might be something that you want to use on a daily basis to help with that inflammation. They have some very good anti-inflammatory properties to it. White willow bark, like curcumin. We've talked about curcumin 1,000 times, which is turmeric, and curcumin is the natural occurring compound that is within turmeric, and it has a lot of different applications to it. In Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicines, they use curcumin all the time for all different types of problems and situations with the body. So it has some really good anti-inflammatory effects. It's shown to have antioxidants, anti-tumoral effects. So turmeric can be used for a wide variety of different situations. But in the anti-inflammatory, they've done studies with it with arthritis. They've done studies with, neurodegenerative diseases, different ones, even chronic ones, even with like colitis, for example. You'll even find turmeric being used in different cancer, studies that are out there. And, it seems to have an effect on the COX-1 and COX-2 inflammatory pathways. So, turmeric might be one of those things that you might want to put into your regimen if you're dealing with pain. The one particular study that I have here in front of me talks about turmeric being used 400 to 600 milligrams, taking 3 times a day. They found that they used it against a placebo that had very few, if any, side effects, if anything, in that dosage. But the only thing they found that in that dosage, if you're on anticoagulant type medications, blood thinners, you wouldn't want to do that high of a milligram of the turmeric, that it could have some blood thinning effects to it. So that would be one of the issues with curcumin. But in that high milligrams, so you're looking at about 1,800 milligrams a day. And I will tell you that I've had several customers over the years using curcumin, Solgar's curcumin, which is liquid in a capsule, for different types of pain, inflammation, and other things as well, and gets fantastic results. Life Extension has a really good formula that has the curcumin and has ginger and has boswellia in it. And so you're getting something that has quite a few different types of anti-inflammatories, natural anti-inflammatories in it. So that would be something maybe if somebody's dealing with a chronic pain situation, they may want to look at. Green tea Green tea has been long recognized for different types of situations. Cardiovascular. Sorry, I'm taking my glasses off because I can't read close with my glasses like most people. I'm the opposite. But has been recognized to have, tremendous cardiovascular benefits, cancer preventative characteristics due to its antioxidant, properties. Green tea has a fantastic range of different antioxidants in it, like the EGCG. It's been used in arthritic types problems as an anti-inflammatory agent for years. It has catechins in it. Catechins are the most abundant compound that is found in green tea, and these catechins have been shown to help to suppress different cytokines pathways, inflammatory pathways. So, it inhibits that, the pain, so it can help with inflammation and pain. It also demonstrates chondroprotective effects. So it doesn't, like non-steroidals, from what I read, that if you're on them for a long period of time, unfortunately can cause some breakdown of cartilage. Green tea does not do that. In the one research that they did, it showed both inflammatory and these chondroprotective effects. Includes the Asian paradox, which theorizes that increased green tea consumption in Asia may lead to significant cardiovascular, neuroprotective, and cancer prevention properties as well. Green tea in high dose sometimes can cause, just like the curcumin in high dose, can cause, maybe some gastro situations. So you want to always start off low. That's what I always say, because why take a lot if you don't need to? Sometimes, I would say there's probably situations where a higher dose is recommended, and then you can cut it down to kind of get it working and moving. Sometimes you don't need that, though. Green tea, I think, is one of those. Curcumin is one of those that sometimes less is better. You don't need to take that much higher milligram to get that benefit that you're looking for in the pain and inflammation situation. Pycnogenol is like willow bark. It's been used for, absolute centuries, clear back in ancient times. It's also called the maritime pine tree extract. It's been used for a lot of different things. They used it back in ancient times for wound healing and, treating scurvy and healing ulcers, reducing vascular inflammation. If you look up pycnogenol, that's one of the things that you'll find is a lot of the studies were on vascular health and inflammation. So it's highly recommended for that type of thing. It's also research out there showing pycnogenol helps with, asthma, allergies. So that might be, and I think also for the inflammatory response you get with those as well, because if anyone out there is listening and they experience allergies, one of the biggest things is the swelling, the inflammation that goes on with the sinuses and the eyes and the nasal. So if you can use something to help reduce that situation, the allergies don't seem to be quite as bad. It also has that anti-inflammatory effect, 5 to 100 times more potent than vitamin E, which can have that free radical effect in the body. Free radicals do damage, so if you can lower those free radicals, that can help with that as well. Pycnogenol has been shown to help reduce blood pressure and different, like I said, vascular inflammation situations. 100 to 200 milligrams per day, according to this particular research article, is you should be able to get those results from that particular product. The next thing I want to talk about is boswelling. Anybody that deals, knows with biblical times, frankincense and myrrh was brought to the birth of Jesus. Frankincense is also boswellia. You can use that in many different ways. Boswellia most generally is in a capsule form. I have used boswellia myself personally when I fractured my hip, when I broke my arm. I used boswellia, and it really does have some fantastic, at least for me it did, some fantastic results with the pain and inflammation. It has been used, to help in the treatment of degenerative and inflammatory joint disorders. Like I said, when I broke my hip, it helped with that. It reduces the total white blood cell count in the joint fluid, and it also inhibits leukocyte elastase, which is released in rheumatoid arthritis. So in one study, they found significant improvement in arthritis in the knee after 8 weeks of treatment with 333 milligrams of boswellia extract 3 times a day. So, if you're experiencing that type of problem, that might be something you want to add to your regimen. And I'll tell you, this one gentleman that was taking one of our products that he got fantastic results with, and for whatever reason, we haven't been able to get it for, it's probably been about 4 months now. Sometimes with, unfortunately, the tariffs that are going on, some of the companies are having a problem getting certain raw materials, and that's what this particular product is going on. So it's been out of stock for probably 4 or 5 months now. But anyways, this gentleman is taking another one of our products. Actually, it's the, here I am dropping everything. It's the Doctor's Blend joint relief. And he said that, I'm getting results with it, but not totally 100% like I was with the other product. So the only other thing that was missing, oh, not this one, it wasn't this joint relief, it's Health Aids Joint Active. The only other thing that was missing from that product compared to the other product was the boswellia. So he added boswellia to his regimen, and he was just in the other day, and he said that adding the boswellia to the regimen helped tremendously, that he is now back to where he was when he was taking the other product, that his knees do not hurt at all anymore. They're not swelled, they're not painful. So boswellia is definitely one of those that if you're using something, even if it's turmeric, or maybe it's devil's claw, or it's cat's claw, or something to that effect, or the curcumin, you're getting results, but you're not quite getting the results that you would like to have. Adding boswellia to it might be the way for you to go. Frankincense also comes in an essential oil, and I have, several customers that will use castor oil, and they'll mix some frankincense to it, and they'll, maybe a tablespoon or so, depending on the area that they need to apply it to. And they'll mix it and they'll apply it to the knee, rub it into the knee, or rub it into the hip, wherever, the lower back. And mixing those two things together has gotten fantastic topical pain and inflammation relief as well. So, you can always use it in an essential oil topical as well as internal. So essential oils have some fantastic modalities to them as well. We have talked about those, hundreds of times also. Capsaicin, of course, people know that chili pepper, cayenne pepper, there's different formulas that are out there topically that you can use to help with pain and inflammation. Anti-arthritic type creams that are out there that you can use to help with that. That will have the capsaicin, cream in it also. Lavender, oil, once again, the essential oils can also help with, relieving pain naturally. A study back in 2023 found that inhaling lavender oil and applying it topically to the skin significantly decreased the severity of pain experienced by people. So, lavender oil has antioxidant effects. It has anti-inflammatory effects. So, that could be something too that you could add maybe to the castor oil frankincense. Make your own witch's brew, basically. And so that you can apply it to the affected area. Rosemary, when you think of pain, don't think of just joints or broken bones or something, pulled ligaments or something like that. Even headaches are painful. Rosemary seems to be one of those that the rosemary oil that people will put on the temples, back of the neck, to help with headaches. We have a lot of people that do that. You can also, muscle pain. Rosemary seems to work really well for that. Smelling rosemary oil, they've done a few different research reviews showing that smelling the oil can help treat anxiety, depression, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, stuff like that. Smelling these aromas, from essential oils has tremendous results. Smelling is one of the fantastic senses. So that can help with that as well. But, if you have headaches, that might be something you might want to look at. Peppermint oil, I'm sure you have bought creams out there that are really strong. Menthol, peppermint. Peppermint, once again, can be used for headaches, at the temples, back of the neck. A lot of people will use peppermint oil for that as well. Also, you'll find it in a lot of different creams and ointments. Or you can, once again, castor oil is a very good carrier. And it also has its own anti-inflammatory effects. So adding these different oils to the castor oil to make your own oil, I'm going to call it liniment, would be a good thing also. So peppermint oil, might be one of those you want to, if you're having arthritic, muscle spasms, stuff like that, you might want to try peppermint oil in that case. It has a lot of different active compounds within it, including the menthol, the limonene, carvacrol, Those are all compounds found within peppermint that have these different anti-inflammatory and pain relieving effects to it. So that might be something you want to add. Eucalyptus, the same way. Different ointments out there that have eucalyptus oil in. It has those same applications as kind of like peppermint oil. Very good to help to reduce pain and swelling and inflammation. You can either get different creams that are out there. We have up at the store ones, or you can get the essential oil, mix it with the castor oil, and use it topically in different situations as far as applying it. Cloves is another one. I just had a customer also that was talking about chewing on, the whole cloves. Don't know that I could do that personally, but they do, and they find it has, some real good effects that way. But clove oil has been shown to have very good antifungal, anti-inflammatory effects. So, once again, use a carrier oil. You don't have to use castor oil. You can use something else. But I just find that castor oil has some of those same properties. So why not use something like for it to work? Capsaicin as well. Like I said, ginger. I love ginger in multiple different ways. Ginger has very good uses. We've taken internally for nausea, motion sickness. Has some very good cardiovascular type properties to it. Taking ginger internally also has been shown that it can help with reducing muscle pain, accelerate, recovery, and reduce inflammation. So in one particular study, they used 2 grams of ginger a day, 500 milligrams 3 to 4 times a day. Ginger powder was shown and studied back in 2017 to be as effective as ibuprofen in certain situations. So ginger is one of those really good natural alternatives that you may want to incorporate into your routine if you're having, pain and inflammation. Once again, people that don't think of just joints or headaches, but even neuropathy can be painful. The frankincense and myrrh company makes an oil that you apply, to the feet and legs in different areas if you're having, neuropathy. That seems to work really well. Ginger is one of those as well. I have people with neuropathy using frankincense and ginger and myrrh mixed together for their neuropathy and getting fantastic results with it. So using that combination might be something if you're experiencing that type of pain and inflammation. Like I said, there's so many different kinds of pain and inflammation as far as where, how, or what you're experiencing. So different things can work a lot of times the same way, but a lot of times differently. Feverfew is one of those things, for example, is an herb that has traditionally been used to help with, fever, of course, migraine headaches, rheumatoid arthritis, toothaches, stomach aches, things like that. It may reduce inflammation and muscle spasms because it has key compounds that work directly, on those pathways. So feverfew might be something you want to try. Turmeric, of course, I already talked about that. Is very good for helping to reduce inflammation. Different modalities you can use, though, or try also or check into is acupuncture. We have a couple different, acupuncturists in the area that, call up at the store. Martha can give you the information on it, that do acupuncture locally, and we have quite a few customers that have gotten fantastic results from both of the acupuncturists when it comes to helping with, pain and inflammation. So that might be something that you want to use. Headaches, also, so, yoga could be something to help you manage, physical pain by stretching, back pain, sometimes yoga is a good exercise to use for, to help relieve lower back pain or even neck pain. So that might be somebody that is experiencing, fibromyalgia or arthritis, yoga may be something that you might want to consider. We've got really good places here locally that, does yoga. Erica that was on the show, she teaches at the one yoga place that's right on top, right across the road from United. And I'm sorry, Erica, if you're listening, please, you can call in and give the information on the yoga place. And I apologize for not having that. But that's something that you could always look at, too. Foods that, I know we're getting top of the hour, still got about 10 minutes left, but some different foods that you can use. Well, first let's talk about ones that you should probably avoid if you're using or if you're experiencing, pain and inflammation. Because sometimes foods can actually accelerate the inflammatory situation. So you want to try and, either avoid or limit these particular foods. Refined carbohydrates like white breads, pastries, white sugar, sometimes will, in different people, accelerate that inflammatory process. French fries, like deep fried type foods, is probably something that you want to, avoid. Soda and other sugar sweetened beverages, red meats, processed meats like hot dogs, bacon, sausage, things like that, margarine, shortening, things, anything that's making the body, I guess, work harder than it needs to is going to accelerate that inflammatory process. So you want to put foods in the body that actually has the opposite effect, that's going to give you anti-inflammatory, processes to it. So, anti-inflammatory foods that you should put in your diet are like tomatoes, because of lycopene is very good as an anti-inflammatory, and so cooked tomatoes is really good. Olive oil, extra virgin, unrefined, olive oil is very good. If you look up olive oil, there's lots of articles on olive oil. And then once again, swings me right back to the Mediterranean diet. Olive oil is one of the main oils that is used in the Mediterranean diet. And what is that particular diet recommended for? Anybody who is experiencing pain or inflammation. The Mediterranean diet is the diet that is most generally recommended, and olive oil happens to be one of those reasons why, because it is used in almost every dish, to be honest with you. Green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale, collard greens is recommended. Nuts like almonds, walnuts. Walnuts, for example, would be the vegetarian form of omega-3s. So, like fish oils, doing flax and walnut is going to give you those omega 3s. So, get that anti inflammatory effect there. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, tuna, sardines, anchovies. Once again, your omega 3s. I talked about that at the very beginning of the show. Omega 3s have anti inflammatory effects. So, putting these fish into your diet, if you don't want to use a supplement or use a supplement, that would be a great way to get those omega 3s. Going to work cardiovascular, joint wise, and anti inflammatory. So putting the fish into your diet would be a great thing to do. Fruits such as strawberries, blueberries, cherries, all have anti inflammatory, properties to it. Cherries, for example, I'm sure that you've heard us talk about, black cherries, tart cherries, many times in the past, being used for high uric acid levels. Also has anti-inflammatory effects. Also helps if you take it at night with melatonin, raising melatonin levels in the body. So that would be, black cherry, supplement, or black cherry juice, or tart cherry supplement or juice would be something that would be great to put into your diet on a daily basis to help with that. Coffee, believe it or not, excuse me, contains polyphenols and other anti-inflammatory compounds. So, doing a good source of coffee may help as well. But once again, don't overdo coffee. Does have acids, so anybody that's experiencing stomach issues or whatever, coffee may not be the way to go. But, just so you know that coffee does have some of those properties as well, so it can help to a certain degree. But it is, to be honest with you, the Mediterranean diet is probably the best diet. Once again, cardiovascular wise, anti-inflammatory wise, that you would want to put into, your diet. Now, life extension, for those of you that are experiencing low back pain, Life Extension come out with a product because of the research, because anybody that does life extension products knows that they formulate their products according to research that has been done. So they put a product together that has the chase tree and ginger in it, and it's called, lower back pain. But these two particular products with willow bark has quite a bit of research that's on it, and I have a few people that's on this lower back formula and is getting good results with it. So I'll keep you all updated as they continue to use it, how they're going. But all of these products basically, have enzymes that help to promote anti-inflammatory and anti-pain to get the inflammation and the pain down, and help with oxidative stress, caused by the lower back pain. Ginger root, like I told you, has just got some wonderful properties to it, anti-inflammatory and so forth. So that might be something that you want to look at, but that's enzymatic, has that product. Something else that's really good too, I'll just talk about real quickly, is magnesium. Magnesium is very good with helping to, relax the muscles, it has, helps to reduce inflammation. So, different magnesiums have different properties. For example, magnesium malate, a lot of people that have fibromyalgia will use magnesium malate. If you look up On the fibromyalgia website, they talk about malic acid for fibromyalgia. So it can help with chronic pain and muscle tenderness. So that might be magnesium, using magnesium, whether it's, glycinate or the malate, might be something that you want to put into your diet to help to relax those muscles. Green leafy vegetables are real high in magnesium. Okay, so, that's a lot. I think I put a lot of information out there for you. Real quick, just wanted to, so before the top of the hour, if you're looking, the CBD by CV Sciences, the pain relief cream is for strains, backache, neck ache. The relief is very good also with CBD, so give it a shot. Stop up the store, check all these things out. We'll be more than happy to help you with them. Until then, you guys have a great afternoon. Thanks for listening.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A senior administration official says the Pentagon is seeking $200 billion in additional funds for the Iran war. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
We're going back to Congress and our folks there to ensure that we're properly funded for what's been done, for what we may have to do in the future, ensure that our ammunition everything's refilled.
President Trump again defends the U.S.-led war against Iran, saying he had to do it. CBS's Linda Kenyon with that.
The president says he had no choice.
Iran is a serious threat to the world, to the Middle East and to the world, and everybody agrees with me.
Speaking in the Oval Office during a visit with Japan's prime minister, Trump acknowledged oil prices have gone up in response to the war.
I thought it would be worse. Much worse, actually. I thought there was a chance it could be much worse. It's not bad, and it's going to be over with pretty soon.
How soon?
Oh, you could end this thing in 2 seconds if you wanted to.
But he said, we are being very judicious. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
A U.S. Central Command spokesperson says they're aware of reports that a U.S. F-35 aircraft conducted an emergency landing at a regional U.S. air base after flying a combat mission over Iran. They say the aircraft landed safely, the pilot is stable, and the incident is under investigation. A Senate committee advances